quality experience. And that's really what it gets down to. With content marketing, you're answering people's questions, and so as people are generating that content, you're also sending them back to the site. You're sending them back to get answers, to register, to do things like that. So all those web pages from the content marketing that they're linking to, they need to be optimized for your inbound strategy. And what's interesting is also from a paid search standpoint, the landing page from paid search, it needs to be optimized just like any other page. That's part of the quality score algorithm. Does the landing page reflect the paid search headline? Does it also contain the keyword that you're bidding on? So you've got to look at how people are developing their landing pages internally, and maybe you can contribute to that as well in helping improve the quality score, because the optimization of that landing page is very similar. Where I see employment and industry trends. Now, this is interesting because talking with the director of OMCP and some of the surveys he's been doing of hiring managers, HR managers, and technology or in marketing across the globe here, one of the things that he has seen is there is becoming more demand of people who can manage the entire tech marketing stack, not the single channel specialists, because more and more automation is handling that. More and more, and this is where we're going to see the entrance of AI and machine learning, is adjusting your paid search campaign with those minute methods of increasing your click-through rate. It's going to be managing those bids. So eventually you're just going to focus more on the content, and eventually AI is going to take over the content. So the demand is for who were the single channel specialists of SEO, paid search, social, to move into understanding the entire omni-channel digital marketing campaign, and can run and can change and can make recommendations across the board for the entire stack of digital marketing. This is where we're seeing more of the employment trends going, as well as the skills demand, is getting away from that single hard skill to understanding the entire campaign. And that's going to go into all different types of things. That's going to include email, CRM, social, display. And SEOs, I think, are probably very well positioned in all of these things because of the foundation of keywords. The foundation of keywords and understanding intent, and then developing content that answers those questions, that's needed in email, it's needed in automation, it's needed in social and display. Especially in the CRM automation, is someone has to write the content that needs to be automated. And so, again, this then gets into looking at the trends, because automation, you not only need to write the content, but you need to then plan the content. When is it sent? When is this completed? When is this done? And so understanding the sales cycles and how long they go and when people need certain information at what times, it takes that planning strategy of being able to do that. And I think SEOs are well positioned to understand that full stack of marketing and the implications, as well as the management of it. And then we get to analytics. This is my favorite. So as an SEO, or if you're taking on more of the omni-channel burden here, you've got to develop those measurements that show how effective not only SEO has been, but now content management. Content management is big. Everyone is moving towards it. It has become a significant piece of strategy. However, what is lacking in content management is the measurement. How do we know that this content piece that went out, whether it was a video, whether it was an infographic, whether, regardless of what it was, number one, how do we track performance? Number two, how do we know it affected anything? Number three, what was the pathway? Where were we driving people, and what did we want them to do, and how successful was that? And then also from an attribution standpoint, did this lead to other things? Where did this content piece, or where does this channel help us overall in attribution in driving new leads or nurturing people along the path? And so it's getting more than just getting, measuring clicks. It's measuring actual hard dollars that were generated based off specific channels or specific pieces of content. And then, it's developing an understanding of sales goals. What do the sales department need in terms of information to enhance the CRM so that they can nurture people along in the path? So it's more than just marketing. It's understanding that full scope that a company has.
Yeah, it's an excellent point. And I think another thing to keep in mind too is use actual conversations with your salespeople. As one of the few things, it's funny that marketing and sales often are their own little silos. And I think one of the best things a marketer can do is just go and talk to your best salespeople and ask them, why are people buying us? What are the questions they are asking you to answer? I think that can be because those questions, since they're legitimately people that are engaging with your salespeople and making purchases, I think those are the most valuable questions you can answer in your copy.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, short of talking to a customer, talking to your sales department is the best way to get information. Now, before I got into SEO, I was in sales. I took sales training and dealt directly with people. So it kind of, I had that, that view of things. But I'm amazed at how much people don't interact with their sales department in order to learn, what do people need? How do we answer their questions? What do they respond to? But then also, your salespeople are the first in line entering information into the CRM. And when leads are created through your marketing efforts, it'd be good to ask them, what additional information do you need that would make a better lead? There are many times where we have changed the site on the recommendation of the sales team, and we may not have it. We didn't improve conversions, but what we improved were the scenario through which the sales call then came after the conversion, and increased the close rate just based on changing the landing page or the thank you page after the registration.
Right. And it's a good conversation to start having with your salespeople too, so that they know what kind of questions to listen to. Because a lot of times they're just not paying attention. You ask a salesperson, they made the sale because I was a great sales guy. But the more you work with them as a team and say that, hey, to get them thinking about actually listening to what the customers are asking for and passing that on to you, and that of course will help lead attribution and all the things that you said. So yeah, definitely don't forget the human element in SEO.
Yep. Well, and this gets to, this really gets to if the trend now is moving more towards, someone who can manage a full stack. It's also moving towards people who understand how to align sales and marketing goals. And beyond that, it's not just, like the example I gave before, it's not just, okay, we increased the conversion rate of our registration. Okay, that's great. How did that contribute to revenue? But now it's understanding that there are things that we can do to increase a close rate that don't always take place on the website, but it's a process. And so now we're analyzing processes that can be done electronically, and then how do we create a better revenue stream that way? How do we make a better nurture process? Now we're getting into the effectiveness of content and producing a result rather than just, a conversion, a sale, or a lead. Now we're looking at, well, how do we make more money based out of this? And that's really, it's that big picture of understanding that, our job is not just to get leads, it's to create better profitability, which rewards everybody. So it's understanding those touch points from content. So as content is being pushed out, does it answer the question? Does it lead people to the next stage? How quickly does it lead them there? Can you measure influence from your content and, through depth of visit or the depth of the page that they got to? And then again, it's the experience based on motivations. Can you understand that? Can you tie together what a customer was feeling at a specific point through their nurture stream or through this process as I said, it's getting away from more just stuff that happens on the site. It's communications throughout the entire process, the entire life cycle of a customer. That's all coming under the management, really, of the marketing team right now, is that entire customer life cycle, communication, and management. And finally, this is a trend that I've been seeing as well in terms of jobs and hiring, and also business function. OMCP did a survey at the beginning of the year asking people where they spent the most amount of their time, and specifically in SEO and SEO managers and anyone who dealt with SEO, nearly 40% of their time was spent presenting their research, presenting strategy, as well as explaining the reasoning for that strategy. And so SEOs, you need to become a lot more comfortable in front of people, presenting your findings, making recommendations, presenting opportunities, trends, and presenting it in a persuasive format that shows not a bunch of data charts, but shows how smart you are in creating new revenue opportunities for the company. And that is really where we see a lot of things going, are the presentation skills are becoming part of the demand for companies when they're dealing with tech.